Festival in Winston-Salem. So I'm excited about having some family members on this call tonight to learn about LifeWave. And I'm looking forward to tuning in myself. And thank you for hosting the meeting.
Do you want to introduce me?
Say what now?
Do you want to introduce me?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, we have Verdita Monk. She's going to be doing a LifeWave presentation for us this evening. And she has some valuable information to share with the group about what this great company has to offer, along with their great products. So without any further ado, let us welcome and receive Verdita.
Well, thank you so much, Tyrone, for inviting me to the call. And I want to thank everyone else for taking time out of your busy schedules, because we do believe you're going to be impressed and blessed by the information that you're going to be hearing tonight. My name again is Verdita Monk. I'm out of Atlanta, Georgia. I'm also an interior designer. My husband and I are really entrepreneurs at heart. But I partnered with Tyrone recently because of the information you're going to be hearing about tonight. And more specifically, I came to the family reunion this past weekend where he wanted me to share it with a few people. And people were blessed by this information, but it was not a thorough presentation. So here I am again. And let me tell you a little bit more about myself. About 19 months ago, a friend of ours reached out to us and told us he wanted to share something with us, and it happened to be a patch that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Don't get misunderstand that this is a powerful subject matter that we're about to talk about, and that's why Tyrone wants you to hear it. But anyway, we were contacted by him, and he gave us a few of these patches to try. Now, we had been on a call like the one you're on right now, and we heard some amazing testimonies that were critical, life-changing situations. So we didn't think that we were in the category of someone who needed this patch, because we are healthy people. You know, we couldn't identify any illnesses or pain that we were having. And so we tried the patch out of curiosity. What happened was amazing that night. Now, keep in mind, my husband for 10 years had been dealing with sleep apnea as well as acid reflux. So we didn't think that this patch would address those types of issues. That's why we didn't think we needed it. But that night, my husband slept all night long without snoring, without coughing and choking. And I'm telling you, normally he would snore so loud that it was very hard to sleep in the same room as him. I mean, it was terrible. This was every single night for 10 years. But that night he didn't snore or choke or cough. So that we didn't think it was the patch. We just thought, what, this was a lucky night. But the next day it happened again. That's when you realize it had to be the patch. You guys, that was November of 2022. My husband has not snored since. He has had no acid reflux since. He is not doing any of those things. And so what I'm going to be sharing with you tonight is way more than just acid reflux or sleep apnea. It is everything you can even imagine. And so I'm going to let you know that after this happened to us, we decided we had to tell everybody we knew. So now we've got reached about 5,000 people by doing that. And you're going to be even more people that we have reached. So let me get my PowerPoint going and ask you this question. Some of you may have been patched. I know Mr. Bill was at the family reunion on Sunday morning. He got patched. But when you get patched with this patch, it's going to elevate your body. It's going to elevate copper peptides in your body, which are essential. It's going to reactivate dormant stem cells in your body, which are dormant right now. And it's going to regenerate your whole body. Now, why is all of this important? See, stem cells are the building blocks of our body. They were designed to heal, allow our body to heal itself. The problem is that by the time we're age 30, the stem cells in our body become dormant and they're not working anymore. But by the time we're 60, 90% of them are dormant. And so many people turn to stem cell injections. That's where they take some type of needle and they inject you know, the embryos, cells from embryos or the umbilical cord to inject into someone. Now, it has worked for a lot of people. Here's the concern that many people have. Number one, just getting cells from another person is raises eyebrows already. Secondly, they're very expensive. If you get a stem cell injection, it's going to range anywhere from $5,000 to $100,000. Also, it's localized. So let's say you got a problem in your knee and you get an injection in your knee. Let's say this was a situation you've been dealing with for years. They put those stem cells in there, but what if you also had a problem with your heart? That injection in your knee is not going to help you with your heart. Also, it is not covered by insurance, and there is no money back guarantee. 30% of the time, it doesn't even work. So that's not really a good option. And this is why we want to talk about this patch, because not only is it affordable, you know, like less than a cup of coffee per day, not only is it not localized, it's systematic. So, excuse me. So it goes throughout your whole body. It's sending a signal to your brain so that every organ of your body can be healed. Thirdly, you know, there's a money back guarantee. If you're not happy with it, you can get your money back from the company. And so, you know, it's a 96% efficacy rate. 96% of the people that wear this patch see results. Okay, so these are the reasons why you may want to consider this, okay? Because people with crisis situations are no longer having to look, if they hear about this patch, no longer do they have to consider an injection. They have another option. Now, I want to introduce you to this gentleman named David Schmidt. He's our CEO and the inventor of this patch. We call it the X39 patch. This gentleman has over 180 patents, and he started years ago when the government hired him to create something for the Navy SEALs. And he invented his first patch, which was the energy enhancement patch. And it was very successful. You know, they were going underground in the submarines, and they needed to stay energized for over 36 hours at a time. And so it became very successful, such that, you know, doctors and, you know, coaches at these prestigious universities like Stanford had heard about this, and it went viral, you guys. It became very successful. Back in 2008, though, he started focusing his attention on stem cell research, and that's when he came up with the X39 patent. It took him 10 years and $4.5 million to bring it to market. Now, I told you it's patented. That means that it's proven. So there were over 80 case studies, you guys. It took 10 years and 80 case studies to prove that this patch works. So when there's a patent on something, it has to be proven. Now, inside of this patent, it says that it elevates copper peptides. See, scientists said that, you know, if the copper peptides that are in our body are elevated, that in turn will reactivate the dormant stem cells. The problem is that nobody could do it until David Schmidt came along. So it also improves energy and elevates the antioxidant in your body. The list goes on. And I'm going to address all of those pretty soon. But just to know that we have exclusive rights to this product is amazing. Now, how does it work? Very, very simple. It's a proprietary form of phototherapy. Another word for that is photobiomodulation, or photo, you know, when you go out into the sun, and when the sun hits your body, guess what? The vitamin D is elevated. But it's not like something is going into your body. You already have the vitamin D in your body. It's elevated. That's the same thing that happens when you put the patch on. It elevates the copper peptides, which in turn reactivate your stem cells. There's nothing in this patch. They're crystals made out of plants, salts and sugars derived from plants, in an FDA registered laboratory. So in the very center are just crystals. So what happens, these tiny crystals, when you put this patch on your body, they reflect. Your body reflects off the light of the crystals reflect off the light of your body. See, we're light beings, and we have heat in our body. So the light from our body reflects off of these crystals, in turn reactivating those stem cells. You guys, it is a phenomenal thing, and it is amazing. So it's non-transdermal. In other words, nothing is going into your body. Nothing is going into your body. No drugs, no chemicals or stimulants. This is why doctors like it, because they don't have to worry about it competing with the prescriptions they're already given their patients, but they know that this patch is going to enhance that patient's health and ultimately get off of those drugs that they have. But see, it's non-invasive, so nothing is competing or going into your body. Now, many people ask, is it is it FDA approved? No, it's not. Why? Because it's not a drug. Once again, there's nothing in here. Only drugs can qualify to be FDA approved. So this is why this is such an amazing technology, and that's what it is. It's a technology, not a drug. So now what we're saying here is we're not intending to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. We're just saying that this patch will reboot your body. It is just an amazing thing. So now there's many, many benefits. I just want to highlight a few because there's no way that I could list everything this patch is doing. You're going to hear some things that the patch is doing. And so you'll see a plethora of other examples. But first of all, it's going to increase strength as we get older. We're not as strong as we used to be. It's going to reduce inflammation. We know how important it is to keep the inflammation down because inflammation, if you've got pain or any type of disease, there's inflammation in your body. Increase stamina, energy and vitality, mental clarity, restored muscular and skeletal system. As we get older, our bones are less dense. Therefore, when people fall, if they crack a bone, it's going to be very, very hard to heal. And so this is very important that it's restoring our muscle or skeletal conditions. Improvement of sleep. I already told you what it did for me and my husband. Many people say they've never dreamt, they can never remember dreaming in their life, but they're dreaming now because this is going to give you that REM sleep. That's important to get enough sleep at night because that's when the body begins to work and heal itself. Improvement of skin appearance. Have you ever heard of anyone with vitiligo? That's a skin disease where there's discoloration in the skin. There is no cure for vitiligo, but yet we do have people who no longer have the vitiligo because of this patch, you guys. Yes, it is just amazing. So we're going to achieve optimal health, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. Now, I told you there were case studies. And those case studies are documented on a website called thisisitinfo.com. Everything you need to know literally is on that site. But this is what happened in the case studies. In the first few days, over 4,000 genes begin to reset. And within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. What we mean by that is if you know someone that has PTSD or Alzheimer's or dementia or autism, any of those conditions is a reflection of your brain being unbalanced. But within 6 weeks, people's brains became balanced. Within 3 months, the collagen is increased. That's very important because that collagen is holding the whole body, together. Within 6 months, the heart reverses in age. I need to take a moment here because I need you to understand what we mean by that. They say that every 6 months that we wear this patch, our heart is going to reverse by 8 years, meaning we're getting younger and younger. Our heart, our liver, our kidney, all the organs in our body are going to get younger because this patch is reversing your age. So let me give you a quick, a real example of someone that I know personally, what we mean by this. So but keep in mind, the brain is sending a signal to tell your body where to send the stem cells. Where does your body need more stem cells? So my friend Jeffrey, for example, is diabetic, and he's been diabetic for 10 years. But 4 years ago, he had a stroke. And when he left the hospital, they had to put a pacemaker and defibrillator in his body. And so, but about 18 months ago, a friend of his introduced this patch to him. Now, one of the things that Jeffrey noticed within 3 days was the insulin that he was taking 5 times a day, his numbers became normal. His glucose level became normalized. So he didn't even have to do the insulin. That's number one. But 6 weeks later, which is when he always went to see the cardiologist every 6 weeks, the cardiologist says, Mr. Payton, what are you doing? And so he says, what do you mean? He says, well, your heart is no longer relying on this pacemaker. So what are you doing? He says, well, all I've been doing is wearing this patch. And that's all I can say. And when he told him all about the patch and what it did, the doctor was just amazed. And he said, Mr. Payton, keep doing what you're doing. Come back a year from now, which he did in February. And when he came back, the doctor said he was still doing well. You don't have to come back for 2 years. Of course, I know Jeffrey very well. He is like, he feels like, you know, a whole new world left opened up. And that's what we mean by the heart reverses in age. Please don't let people that you know and care about, you know, continue to struggle with heart disease when you know about this patch. So now here's an example. This map right here called the topography map. Remember when I was talking about the brain being unbalanced? This is an example of someone whose brain was unbalanced. This red area, this orangey red area reflects inflammation in her brain. And then in session 2, which was 3 weeks later after putting this patch on, all the inflammation went away. And by session 3, there was a complete turnaround. She walked in there with a hyperactive brain. And when she came out of these sessions, her brain remained calm. So this could be your brain, or this could be your heart or liver, but this is what people are going through already. Now, how do you wear the patch? It's really simple. In the case studies, they chose these 2 locations, one behind the belly button, one group that used it behind their belly, below their belly button, and another group in the case studies applied it behind their neck. And they wore it for 12, you wear this patch for 12 hours on and 12 hours off, and then allow your body to repair and rejuvenate. You just throw the patch away, because you're gonna get, excuse me, 30 patches inside this beautiful envelope. This is the packaging that it comes in. You're gonna get 30 of them. So you put one on every day and throw it away and start all over again the next day. So here's the part that's really important. You need to drink plenty of water, because, you know, you got to be hydrated. This is energy flowing through your body. You also want to flush those toxins out of your body, and that water is going to help. It's very important because you want the patch to be effective. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop talking about so much technical information. And one person I'd like to bring on the call, because I want you to hear a live person. And this is a person that actually introduced this to Tyrone. He's has a little bit of an accent. So hope you can make sure that you can follow him. But his name is Patrick Tingling out of Atlanta. Patrick, please take 2 or 3 minutes and share with everybody what this patch has done for you.
Thank you, Veridita. My name is Patrick Tingling, and of course, I've been wearing this patch for approximately 1 year and 3 quarters.
Patrick, would you like to share your video?
Oh, 1 second. Let me see. Just give me a moment. Video. Share. Screen. Nope. So just give me a moment. Chat. Share. Record.
If you can't do it, Patrick, that's okay. Just go ahead, because we want to keep going.
Okay, so I hope everybody can hear me. Basically, I was introduced to this patch, as a matter of fact, by Verdita. And she had called me up and said, Patrick, I got something exciting. This is something that I've never seen before. And it has to do with stem cells. Of course, my knowledge of stem cells is just superficial, just basic stuff. And I told her, yes, I would like to look into it. Now, I'm a very fairly healthy person. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be 77 coming up in January. And when I was introduced to this patch, I was 74 approximately. I'm now 76. And as I wear this patch, my biggest problem was my knees. I had pain because I'm a runner. I believe in health. Health is the most important thing in your life, not money. Health. If you have health and you have money, is wonderful. If you have money, no health, no good. So I know that health is important. I started wearing the patch, and after about 2 weeks, I realized that I was able to go to the gym and work out effectively without pain. Another thing that I noticed, because I'm a hyper person, is I was able to sleep effectively. And when I said sleep, and from then the last year and a half, sleep has been one of my biggest progressive thing that has happened in my life, is getting good rest at night, because sleep is vital for health. So for me, the patch is something that I've always and will always wear. I want to ask something to the audience as I was listening to Verdita, and I heard this from a doctor who is using the patch. The doctor states, do you take your car in for service and every 4,000 miles or 5,000 miles you change your oil? Do you service your car? Now, how do you compare your car to your body? I would like to the audience that think, because your body is so much more valuable than a car. Yet, sometimes we are hesitant to spend a few dollars to take care of our health, which is more important. So I'm saying to you guys, if you really understand the significance of this X39, because I mean, as I progress, things are happening to me in my life. I burn myself. I have gum problems, and all these things are healing. And I see as I get older, I'm feeling younger. I'm looking younger. I have no wrinkles in my face. I'm just progressively feeling younger. No, you know that I'm in Atlanta. There's a major storm last night. There's so many things fell on my in my yard. A lot of heavy branches, and I was able to move everything with effortless. I'm just telling you that you got to take care of the body and realize that this product is not on trial. This product works. And so I'm telling you guys, if you're on this call, do not hesitate. It's very important for you to start using the product so that you can have optimal health and so you have the riches of your life. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. I know Patrick's had a lot of things happen to you. He only shared a couple of things with you, but I do want to share a couple of more testimonies with you. Let me share this one, and this is going to blow your way. This one will blow you away, I believe.
Here in a couple of months. I know I don't look it, but we turned 60 and the body really has taken a toll. And I've just had my 18th surgery last December on my shoulder repair. I had 17 on my neck and my lower lumbar. The last back surgery I had last year was they put 2 rods in my back. So I've got a neural stimulator, wires running up to my neck. I look like the Terminator on the inside. So I was waking up. I was in pain every day. And I didn't for years, since 1998, actually. And then, so didn't know what it felt like to be out of pain. And I tried everything. I've done everything from top hospitals, from Johns Hopkins to down in Orlando, Florida, and Tampa, Florida hospitals and doctors and then everything. And I tried about everything, acupuncture, you name it, and still experiencing pain. And because I've been in Iraq and the things that I did, you know, dealt hard with PTSD. And so my sleep over the years have been very poor. And when I say poor, on an average of 2 to 3 hours a night. 4 hours was a good night, where it was either the pain or reoccurring nightmares. And this has gone on for over a decade. So a few weeks ago, a pastor told me about the patches. And when he mentioned it, Bishop Larry Jackson, when he mentioned it, I was like, okay, I'm ready. Just send it. And he told me about the stem cells. I've heard about that, read about that prior. And so he called Miss Gwen and got the patches to me about 2 weeks ago. And I got an example of the X39, 49, and the Ocean Wave. I think that's what it is, Ocean Wave. So either way, I took a patch because I was really hurting that night and put it on my lumbar. And this is no joke. 30 seconds after putting that patch on, within 30 seconds, I was feeling no pain. I mean, I'm moving my hips around, twirl like I had a hula hoop on, just trying to make the pain happen. And there was no pain, and I couldn't believe it. And then, but it was true, and slept fine. So ever since these last 2 weeks, and I keep a record on my phone. I have an app for my sleep, and how many hours, what's my REM sleep and so forth, how much restful sleep. Prior to these patches, my average time was between an hour and 50 minutes and 3 hours and 33 minutes of getting sleep per night. Since I've had the patches, I'm getting 7 and 8 hours a night. My PTSD, as far as the nightmares, I haven't had one nightmare in the last 2 weeks. So this patch is amazing. So amazing that my wife, who's an RN for 34 years, she's been dealing with nerve pain in her legs. She uses it and it's helped her tremendously. So that's my story, and I'm sticking with it because it's true. And it's just been.
Most people have no clue.
All right, I've got one more. Let me stop share. I got one more. You got it, because this is the testimonies are what are the really as the star to show you guys. So just bear with me. Let's see. No. No, I didn't do that right. Sorry about that. Okay, let me see, because this is important. I got to get this. It may be. All right.
Okay, I'm going to cut this pretty quickly because I respect your time. But long story short, I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure, and it was not good. I didn't have any energy. I was arguing with God. I was tired all the time. I'd take my kids to the bus stop at 6 in the morning, come back home, have to get into bed and lay down. My wife was wondering what was going on with me. It was just a terrible struggle. After my argument with God one day, the next day in the mail, I got these patches. And my good friend Lester Berry sent them to me, but he only sent me 3. And so I tried those 3, and quite frankly, I didn't feel anything, nothing happened. But I thank God that I was persistent in getting on these calls and listening to testimony after testimony after testimony. And I realized that all these people cannot be lying. So I decided to come on board. I ordered the top package. I got all these packages in the mail, and I started wearing the patch. They said in 6 months, your heart begins to reverse in age. I was pretty desperate. So I gave it a try. February 1st, I started. And I'll tell you, it took about 3 weeks for my body to begin to respond. So everybody's body is a black box. You respond differently. There's 2 flights of stairs going up to my office, and I would get to the top and I'd be out of breath. And then one day I noticed I went up these 2 flights of stairs and I wasn't breathing hard. I went back down, came back up, went back down, came back up, 6 flights of stairs. And I realized something is going on. I feel better. So I called my cardiologist in October and I said, hey, I need my heart retested. I think I'm better. So they were so booked up, they couldn't get me in until January of this year. So I went in, they tested my heart. They told me they'd call me. They told me they posted online the results. I said, fine. I went to my office. I was meeting with clients online, and I noticed my phone kept ringing, and I looked down, it was Overlay Cardiology. So now I'm nervous, like, what is wrong? Why are they blowing my phone up? So I hurried up off my calls. I called the cardiologist, the assistant answered. She said, we want to talk to you about your results. And I was like, listen, I'm not being mean, but you need to cut to the chase. What's going on? I mean, am I dying? Is something wrong? And she said, no. And then she told me something that really rocked my world. She said, your heart is back to normal. And so I praised God. I hollered, screamed, picked back up the phone. She was like, hello. And I said, I just knew my heart was better, but I needed proof. She began to read my file to me, which I didn't know. The cardiologist never told me. She said, I see in the notes that you're on medication, and with medication, your heart should get better, but it'll never be back to normal. And I see in the notes the cardiologist said, with blood thinners, heart medications, and so forth, we should be able to extend this life for 5 years. that really floored me. Excuse me. Okay, so long story short, my ejection fraction rate was 17. I didn't even know what that meant. I Googled it. As I'm talking to her, the screen came up and said, "You are a heart transplant candidate." That floored me. So my heart is now back above normal. And I praise God for his healing. I thank God for Lester for sending me the patch. I got a lot of good friends on the call today. It means a lot to me because it saved my life. I'm able to see my kids grow up. So I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to tell you what it did for me. If you have someone you care about, someone you love, share, tell them about it. This technology is unlike anything in the world.
Well, by now, I hope you're encouraged, I'll say, that this patch is making such a difference in people's lives. I just gave you an example of a person that was a candidate for a heart transplant. And you can see how emotional he was because now he's remembering how he felt when he was told he only had 5 years to live. And he and then the person that had 18 surgeries and felt like a Terminator inside his body. He didn't say this on that video, but he told me in one of the acts, he had 2 car accidents. And one of the car accidents that I think his head was pushed down into his neck and they wanted to replace his neck. So can you imagine how bad off this man was? So if these kind of conditions can be changed and turned around, you already know what it can do for you and your family. So hopefully, you're encouraged. I'm going to get back to the rest of this presentation just so that we can get all of it in. All right, so now once again, this website right here called thisisit.info.com has all these case studies on there which are connected to PubMed, published on PubMed. Also, you've got all the doctors' reviews at the bottom of the page. There's all kinds of testimonies. All you got to do is click on testimonies and you can hear about almost anything you can imagine that these patches are doing for people, you guys. And like I said, there's not enough time on this call to go over everything. So it's going to explain how the patch works, everything I did, but just more information. So I'm going to, encourage you to go to that site. Thisisit.info.com. Now, let me tell you a little bit about our company because I want you to give you some credibility of how all this came about. This is not just an average technology here. LifeWave is a 19-year-old company. We're just hearing about it because mostly doctors knew about it and they just weren't spreading the word like we're doing. So the company was doing about 20 million a year for about 16 years. And then when the X39 came about, when this stem cell reactivation patch came along, the company grew to about 320 million. And then last year in 2024, the company ended the year at $430 million. That means there's a lot of momentum going on. And the company is now in over 75 countries worldwide. So this is just not a Me Too product that you can get anywhere, like a weight loss product or a skincare product. Or you can get those anywhere, but you cannot get this anywhere except for through LifeWave. So I don't want you, thinking that, you might Google it and see some people that did something they were not supposed to do, and that is post on Amazon or something. That is illegal for them to do that. I'm just letting you know because some people, first thing they want to do is Google. I already told you, go to thisisit.info.com to get your information and then get back with Tyrone. And he is the representative, a legal, representative of our company who can get these patches for you. Okay. Now our company is growing so fast that this website called businessforhome.org, where they monitor home-based businesses, they ranked us as the fastest growing company. Momentum. We're number 1 in momentum in the world. We're growing so fast. And why? It's because of this patch. Now, if you're looking at this screen right here, you're going to see things that are very important to all of us. Our family. You just left a family reunion. Time freedom, security. Social Security may not even be around you guys in a few years. We just don't know that. So we've got to consider all these things: travel, better health, and less debt. All of these things so that we can look out for ourselves and take responsibility for it. Now, I know you're wondering, how can I get these patches? Now, Tyrone has a website, but he could also text you this form. And on this form, basically, it's just saying that in order to get your patches and a free website, you need to provide your name, your address, date of birth, stuff like that, and how the form of payment. And you can get these patches. See, these patches retail for $150, even though their value is $450 for a 30-day supply. You can get these for $150 at what we consider the retail price. However, if you want to take advantage of the wholesale price like many of us are doing, you may want to consider one of these packages. And let me get to the next page so you can see closer. These are our three most popular packages. The silver, first of all, the silver package rather is $300. So where you were paying $150 for one of those 30-day supplies, you can get three of them for $300. So that you would have paid $300 for two at retail, and now you can pay $300 for three at wholesale. But this is if you just wanted to try some of the patches out, and maybe it's enough for you and your spouse. But if you know that you want to take advantage of a business opportunity that we're going to share with you in a moment, you can get a gold pack. Now, the gold pack gives you more inventory so that you got friends and relatives that you want to share these with. You may want to give 2 or 3 to a friend or relative, and you're going to get another free. When you do the gold pack, you get another sleeve for free, right? And then the diamond pack is for those people who have a big vision. You heard the pastor on the call just now saying he got the top package. That's what my husband and I decided to do, because we wrote a list out of 25 couples and 25 individuals, and we wanted each one of them to have 5 of these. That's what we did. We wanted to send it out there so that people could experience this patch. And when they experience it, more than likely, they're going to come back and say, how can I get some of these patches? Just like that man that said he put this patch on and all this pain went away. He wouldn't have done that unless that pastor had not shared it with him. And so the diamond pack has a lot of benefits. You're going to get you're going to get $1,900 worth of patches for $1,600. So that alone saves you $300. And you can sell some of these or use them long, whatever you want to do. A lot of doctors and people that have businesses like to get this package because they need more inventory. Now, let me tell you, one of the things is important as we start talking about if you decided that you wanted to do this from a standpoint, if you refer other people, you get paid. And so in order to benefit and stay active, you want to, number one, stay on the patch yourself. So that means 1 sleeve a month. That's what that means, $99. But if you want to, have something always on hand to share with other people as well as use it yourself, you may want to get the 2 sleeve subscription. Here's the difference. The 1 sleeve subscription will maximize you at $100 a week in our binary compensation plan, which I'm going to share with you in a moment. But the 2 sleeve subscription allows you to earn up to $25,000 per week. So it's a big difference just if you do 2 sleeves. And so the other thing is when you get the diamond pack, if you enroll another diamond, like the person that enrolled my husband and I, he made $500 when we got the diamond pack. If you're not a diamond, you only get $200. So that difference of $300 rolls up to somebody else. So I'm just asking you to put your business hat on right now, because I have a feeling that as you start using this patch, by default, you're going to tell so many people just because you like to help people. Okay. Now, here's what happens in this. When you decide to get one of these packages that I just told you about, you get to participate in our binary team commission program. This is you. Let's say you referred your sister, your brother, your cousin, your aunt, 4 people that you know, and they decide to get one of these patches. You have just qualified yourself to earn up to $25,000 a week in our binary. But what's exciting about this binary is not just you sharing this with people. Let's say if Tyrone enrolled you into this program, Tyrone enrolls somebody, they have to fall either on your left side or on your right side. In other words, everybody that from that point on that comes in after you, they get to fall under you if they're on Tyrone's team. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so not only Tyrone, Patrick Tingling enrolled Tyrone. I just told you that. If Patrick enrolls another person, guess what? They have to fall under you if you're on that side, that on that right side. So it becomes a team commission, everybody helping. And you know, some people like Patrick Tingling, he just told you he's 77 years old. There are points that are generating in this binary, which are equivalent to money. And I happen to know that Patrick Tingling has over 1.2 million points under him. That's equivalent to money, you guys. There's a lot of money. This is why you're able to earn up to $25,000 a week in the binary. So the company is paying us very well just to initiate conversation and help people that we care about. This is the part of the compensation plan that I like because it's unlimited income potential, meaning there's no limit to the number of people you can share it with. So let's just say if you shared this with me and I turn around and earn about $1,000 this week in the binary, because we do get paid every week, the company will pay you 25% of what I earn. They won't take it away from my commission. They'll just give that to you on top of my commission. So when I earn 1,000, you make $250. But you probably didn't just share it with me. You probably shared it with some other people. And if you shared it with 10 people, for example, let's say all 10 of those, maybe in a year from now, earn $1,000 this week, you would earn $2,500. So you must be a manager. That's what I was telling you about, those 4 people that you want to qualify yourself with 4 people to be a manager, and that's going to qualify for you for those matching bonuses. The people that I've enrolled, they fall on your second level. You get 20% of what those people earn in the binary. And then the people that they enroll fall on your third level. So now we're talking about everybody working together and you're getting matching bonuses just for helping people get started, you guys. It is a beautiful thing. And so we're really excited about it, but just know all of this is based on your efforts. You do have to share it with other people if you want to earn money. We have these little cards that about the size of a postcard. If you want to order some of these, we can get those for you. And it just basically tells you where to find the information. This is at info.com and instructions on how to use the patch. On the other side, it talks about the benefits. We can talk about that if you're interested. But everything that we do, we have a system in place through a website called thisisitteam.com, and it'll show you everything you need to get started. So with that being the case, I just want to let you know that we're here to help you. If you have any questions or anything, I'm going to open up the call for just about 5 minutes because I have another call coming right after this. I will entertain a couple of questions if you want to unmute yourself. And I'm going to have to unmute you all because I did mute you because when we started the call. Does anybody have any questions?
Yes, I do.
Yes, Bill, how are you?
Yes. When is the best time to wear the patch? Or when you are awake and moving, or when you're asleep?
Oh, well, you can wear it whenever, but I recommend in the morning time because you're up and active, and you wear it. I just, you know, they say when you wear, like when you brush your teeth, so you can kind of get on a routine. I started wearing mine like 8 in the morning, and then I take it off around 8 at night. But the first time when I first started wearing it, I did it at night because I didn't know any better. There are some patches, like we do have a patch called the Eon patch, which is good for inflammation and also for stress, and it calms you down. So I take my X39 during the morning, and then at night I'll put the Eon patch so to relax me. Okay, but it is recommended during the day, I believe.
Oh, okay. And also, is this recording available?
Yes, I'll send the recording to Tyrone, and he'll get it to you.
Okay, thank you.
It takes me time to download it, but I'll have it ready later tonight.
All right, thank you.
Okay, does anybody else have any questions? Okay, sounds like nobody has any.
Excuse me, you
Oh,
mentioned
sure.
two patches.
I'm sorry, ma'am, what'd you say?
I'm sorry. You mentioned 2 patches.
Yeah, I just mentioned, since he was asking me what time you should wear it, there's about 7 or 8 patches. Remember, he has over 180 patents, and he started out with the energy enhancement. Over the years, he kept, like, even the ice wave, that's for pain. Your pain will go away in 10 seconds or less with the ice wave. And so over the years, he created different patches. And when he created that X39, it was the masterpiece. So really, if you did the X39, you wouldn't need anything else. But if you're in some kind of extreme pain, like that man that said he, hit by 2 different cars and all these surgeries, we wanted his pain to go away right away. So that's why we put the ice wave on him. But right now he doesn't even wear, he stopped wearing the ice wave after about a week, and all he wears is the X39. So we can give you some information about some of the other patches. They are on our website, lifewave.com, and there are other patches, but do not go there and order anything. We need you to go through Tyrone to get it, because we want you to possibly, you know what I'm saying? You got to have his link in order
I
to do that.
understand. Okay,
Okay,
thank
all
you.
right. Anybody else have any questions?
I do. Hello, my name's Hank.
Hi, Hank.
I was wondering, I got on a little late, trying to work and listen at the same time. What about nerve damage? I have a family member who got shot years ago, and he has very, very bad nerve damage.
Well, you came to the right place, because I mean, the nerve damage is something that has helped, been erased by a lot of people. It helps with everything. Make sure you go to thisisit.info.com, and you'll get this recording too. Thisisit.info.com, and it will you will see all kinds of testimonies on there. But yes,
Okay.
it's going to help with nerve damage.
Okay.
Absolutely. Any other questions? So Tyrone will send out his link, or either I would say text Tyrone and say, Tyrone, I'm interested in some of these patches. Can you, and I highly recommend that you actually talk to him, because he'll kind of walk you through how to get these patches, because you want to know how to diversify your package. Let's say if you have pain and you want the ice wave and the X39, you won't know how to diversify your package. And so, and I don't mind helping as well. So just make sure you let him know if you're interested, and we'll make sure we get you the right package. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So Tyrone really, really wants to help his family. That's why he invited me to the family reunion. And I'm sure you feel the same way. I am traveling. I'm going to be, in the DC area, Richmond, Virginia area, Baltimore, Maryland area, September 5th through 7th. I'll be going to Seattle, Washington. I'll be going to Kansas City, Missouri. So I'm traveling around the country. And so if you all have a need in a certain city where you have a group of people that you like to see this, as we're traveling, we'll consider that as well. So with that being the case, we're going to end the call, and we will get you this recording. You all have a wonderful evening.